Fun, epic, and sweaty.
Fun, interesting, and exciting.
Fun, difficult, and exciting.
Amazing, fun, scary.
I think badminton is fun, cool and fast.
I think it's fun and enjoyable, and it's also something new because I've never done it before.
It was fun and exciting, and it was really fun even though you're making mistakes.
I like badminton because you learn lots of new skills. It's super fun and I get to play alongside my friends.
Over the past 12 months, with the support of Sport Wellington, we've engaged in a student youth leader program where we've trained over 40 high school students in the Wellington region, and with the support of our 3 associations, Badminton Wellington, Badminton Hutt Valley and Wellington North Badminton, these students along with local coaches have gone out and delivered to other students inside the local area.
Okay, the co-design process was where we worked with our participants just to try and engage them on what they actually wanted out of the session. So what we did was at the end of each session, we asked them a series of questions around the components of the session that they enjoyed most. So we split it into 3 categories, around the school sessions, whether they enjoyed that part, the actual playing sessions, the warm-ups, and we'll just try and pull out a little bit of feedback from them with an up or a down, just to get an idea of what they actually liked about it and what they wanted more of, so that they could set the direction of what we were doing with our groups.
So co-design is handing the power back to the participants to help shape their experience. We did this through getting feedback from the participants by questioning, informal feedback, casual conversations, and also running online surveys. The big goal here was to ensure that every person in the room had a voice and they were heard, and that we were able to adapt the program to suit their needs.
Yeah, so one of the key feedbacks that we got from one of the group sessions was that they enjoyed the learning, so the teaching side of it, but they would like more content within that, so shorter for each exercise, but more of them.
When we talk to the kids and we find out that they really want a specific thing, for example, when you go into these sessions, you think that you've got it right in the components in terms of warming up, skills, games, those sorts of things. But what we actually have found was that they wanted more skill stuff. We've got a few groups. One of the groups wanted more skill sessions, so straight away then we could turn around and say, okay, well, let's make that a little bit longer, let's give them a bit less games. Interestingly though, the other session, they wanted more competitive play, so we gave them a little bit more play. So I think what you've learnt is that all groups aren't the same. You can actually go in there and think, we think we know what they want, but yeah, different kids want different things, and I think that's one of the biggest things we've learnt out of it.
I like different games, and I like how it's difficult for me. Yeah.
I like playing badminton because it's my first sport, and it's quite interesting because you're learning new skills along the way.
So one of the biggest feedbacks we got from just the participants, as well as the survey we put out, was they very much liked the pay per week model. They didn't really like the idea of an upfront full payment for the whole entire segment. They felt that coming in casually once a week and then skipping twice was a lot more comfortable for them.
I think that it's really fun and enjoyable because I've never played this sport before, and it's quite a fun sport, and I'm also playing it with my friends.
I like just learning new skills for the first time, and at the end, you just get a little bit free practice, so you can practice the stuff you already know.
Our top 5 findings, insights and learnings. Transport was the biggest barrier as noted by our participants, with over 65% saying they wouldn't travel any more than 10 minutes than they currently do to consume badminton.
What we've done is we've set up a club, so we've taken the sport to them, so we've removed one of the main barriers, which would be transport, and we've also through that our sport's been more visible to the school and those kids, and we've also donated some of our time to go in school and deliver some sessions to upskill them so that they are a bit more comfortable in coming to a club, and the sessions are a whole lot more enjoyable for them when they're there.
Weekly casual payments was the preferred option, firstly to make the sport affordable, but with the nature of everyone being a lot more busier with life, they liked the fact that they could come and go as they pleased and they only paid for what they consumed. After school during the week was the preferred time to consume, closely followed by the weekend. When we put out surveys around holding events or one-off opportunities, the students really spoke out and said they didn't want their holidays used because that was their time, and their preferred time was definitely in that after school space.
So a lot of the time we thought we knew what our participants wanted. For example, we thought that running an event during the school holidays would be best for them. However, they kind of came back with the information that they would much rather have after school sessions, and so I think having that information relayed from our participants was quite interesting to me.
Students liked the high participation side of the sport and they valued an even playing field. This meant that they liked it when it wasn't too busy and they could have a chance to consume how they like to consume, but they also valued playing with people their own age and skill level to make sure it was fair and fun, and they liked it. They liked to play with people that's at roughly the same level as themselves. Students also recognised that they needed an opportunity to have a go and experience badminton before signing up. They otherwise would not have known about it. Not being on TV or publicised as much as some of the other sports, some of the students really spoke up and said if they had not have had an opportunity to participate at their school, then they would not have known about badminton. They wouldn't have had the opportunity to participate and enjoy the sport. They also noted that this would be a sport that they would like to continue on with post the program.
At the conclusion of the sessions, we've actually sat down with the participants and questioned them as a group. Firstly, what we've generally found that although the group leader, who's an adult, does do this sometimes, we've found that using our youth leaders, it's made it really easy for the kids to be a little bit more open. So after some sessions, rather than having a group engagement around what they enjoyed and what they didn't, we've actually had some individual questioning, particularly if there is something that a little bit different that they specifically want, then we'd just take a small group aside and say, look, what did you feel, what would you like? An example of that is that some of the kids were quite keen to have a little competition within our group. So we've actually done that a few times as a result of the questioning. Not all the time, but every so often we do a little competition just to take into account what the group actually wants.
Another one was the way we thought they wanted to play the badminton. So a lot of them didn't mind just playing badminton as in a club run, but the biggest thing that stood out to me was that they wanted a lot more fun and casual approach. For example, taking a skill like a serve and then adding a challenge to it, like hitting it into a box. They wanted a little bit of prizes even for younger kids who came in and wanted to do these skills. So it was a lot more a lot less focused on actually playing the game and more on creating fun ways to include badminton skills.
Moving forward, there's some very important messages that have come from the surveys and the data that we've collected here. Simple things like weekly payments, the timing of the program, and having age brackets where you can play people at your same age and level while keeping the fun social element are quite easy fixes. But I think the big piece here is that we don't settle and think that this is the only answer. We need to ensure that we keep seeking the voice of the participant, and by applying a co-design approach, we can keep refining our programs and ensuring that as the participants' needs move, we can move the program to meet those needs as they change.